Hi, I'm Tony, this is Slack, welcome to Smog Vlog. Today we're going to be reviewing the Recoil RDA.
Right, welcome back guys. Yeah, like we said, Recoil RDA from Grimm and OhmboyOC, and yeah, 24mm dripper. Oh, it's going to be a quick review being a dripper. However, you know, we'll chuck a quick build in there so you can see all its guts, you know, all its glory. One thing I will warn you about is that I am probably going to be editing this video myself, whereas Tony is usually chief editor. I did spend a lot of time watching 80s and 90s skateboard videos, so it may be a little bit weird. If you hate it, just let us know. Also, don't forget that you can skip to the bit you want as timecode in the thing. Anyway, it's not about that. Let's dive down for an unboxing. Woo! Right, let's unbox the Recoil RDA from Grimm and OhmboyOC. So yeah, look, here we go. There's the box. That's it. Not a lot to it. Blue, because I've got blue. Let's dive inside. So first thing, you got the spare shell, which has got different size airflow. It's still got the 2 and 2, but these are slightly smaller than the main one. So let's have a look at our bad boy here. In fact, quickly, before we even get in the spares, got spare grub nuts and O-rings aplenty in there. But it's not about that. It's about this. Yeah, so it's the bigger airflow again, 2 and 2. And putting 2 and 2 together, you get a fair amount of airflow. So, popping her open, we can see double O-ring and a nice lot of space between there. Nice deep juice wells going on. It's kind of hard to show. You also see that the positive post down here, you know, he's right level with the sort of top of the juice well there, whereas the negatives are a bit higher. You've got flathead grub nuts in there at the moment. So we have a screw adjustable centre pin. It's actually fairly fine 510 threads going on down there. I mean, they feel alright, but there's just not tons of them. You know, some have really deep 510 threads. You know, this is not one of them. Let's just dive in for a quick uppy closey. I think it seems apt saying that. Here you can see your Goldie centre pin. You got the 510 threads. You got your unit number, OhmboyOC. So if we have a quick tour around this side, so you got the double O-ring. You can see it's pretty big, you know, nice deep juice well, and you can also see what I was saying about how close the positives are to the height of the juice well. Yeah, negatives, and down there you can see your peak insulator. Yeah, stop any shorty outy problems. Looks good, looks good. I'm interested to try it. Actually, one more thing, this, we haven't pulled this part apart yet. Give it a good yank. No offence to our American viewers. So we've got a dome top cap, you know, good for flavour, and surely this drip tip comes off. It is a different material, it is a different colour, it is a fighter. Well, after a bit of fighting, I got the drip tip that comes with it on, so yeah, it's just a plasticky tube, you know, double O-ring in there, which makes it nice and tight. So once that's on, you know, you don't have to worry about it just dropping off. And it's a nice wide bore, you know, it's going to keep your lips nice and cool, I hope. Single O-ring to hold it up top. Yeah, you have a recess where this sits in. I mean, it's come nice and clean, but as always we're going to give it a clean up. I'm going to throw a coil build in there, and we'll show you that, and then we'll see what it's got. Back to the studio.
Well, alright, yeehaw. Nice little nod there for everyone else out there who knows what we're talking about. Moving swiftly on, and thanking of course Slack for that average unboxing. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, it's a dripper. There's not a lot to unbox. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Actually, I don't even know why I'm doing all the usual sort of shit stuff that I would normally do for an outtake. Since I'm not going to be editing it this week, it's this man, which means it's all going in the bin, probably.
Maybe. We'll
This is a
see.
very good blank look there. Like, I don't know. Maybe. Fucking unicorn pictures. Now, we're going to move quickly over to tech specs. Right, now moving quickly on while Slack takes a hit to dive down and show you a quick build. Nice clouds.
Right, just going to show you a real quick build video. One reason I wanted to show the build video is because you see this central post and how the holes are really low. I didn't like that at first because it's too easy to make a short circuit, you know, if it's at this level. Up here you're nice and safe, but that's not where all the energy is, you know, that's your negative end. This is your positive. If that touches over here, then you've got like, you know, a few millimetres of wire. It's basically a dead short. So yeah, not a fan of that in principle. However, this way round does have a number of advantages, so I just want to quickly chuck a build in it so you can see what they are. Right, we're just going to do a simple dual clapton build. Doesn't matter how you do your claptons. We're going to do 3mm jig and just do it on here. Okay, 7 wraps, which is quite a lot, but you know, we'll go big just for the purpose of showing you the space in there. Okay, we have a regular 7 wrap coil. We're going to do another one of them. Right, okay, so we've got our 2 identical coils. What we're going to do now is, leaving the slightly messier wire, that's going to be our centre pin that goes down the bottom. I'm going to stick it back on a coil jig. Then taking a regular pair of pliers, what I want to do is put a 90-degree bend on the end, which is really easy to do when you're not doing it on camera. Okay, so it looks like that now. Then, see, you can measure these, pop it loosely in and get an idea of where it needs to bend back by having a look in there. But as you can see there, it's just pretty close. So again, holding it by the tip of the pliers, push it forward. Yeah, and there we go. And we just do that again. Now we simply whack the coils in our device and tighten down. The way I always do this is put one coil in with all the legs sticking out first, get him right, trim the legs, and then cut the other one's legs so they just fit in correctly. Now when you're putting this in, you need to be, you know, mindful of where this bend is and make sure it's not touching the positive post, as well as obviously the rest of the coil. This will change as you tighten it down. Okay, so trim. That's good. Don't worry about the fact that it looks a bit messy at the moment. We will tidy that up. So with the other one, you can look and see how much leg you use, trim it appropriately. Okay, so having trimmed the inside leg off, just screw this one in. If you haven't trimmed enough off, just have another go, little by little. Trim the last leg, check that all the posts are tightened down, and then we can heat the coils. Okay, probably can't read that. 0.33. Resistance not been fired yet, which we shall have a go at now. See how off they are. Okay, one hot one, one not hot one. Time to tighten things up now it's had a bit of heat. And battery's dying, so time to hurry the fuck up. Okay, we're actually looking a bit more even, aside from this one bit over here. Not perfect, but it'll do. Right, so there we go, we're done. Now as you can see, this foldy bit is up and out of the way, so your wick can just drop straight down. Admittedly, this, where it's quite a wide coil, there's not a ton of space down there. I could shuffle it over a bit. One of the things that I think is really cool about this, where this is raised, it absolutely does not get in the way of your wicking. If this is down the bottom, then you'd have also this to contend with, as well as the amount of space down here. I'm going to go ahead and chuck some cotton bacon in there and we'll see how it vapes. Right, very quickly before we run out of battery, the threat is real. It's got a bit thick there, so we'll just chop it there. Chop and fluff this. Being cotton bacon, it doesn't need a ton of fluffing. This is our high side. This is the side that's usually awkward to deal with, and this is the side that's in the centre. This is where all your space is. If you're wondering why it looks rushed, the battery is fast running out on my camera and we have a review to shoot, and so needs must. And there we go, not juiced, but you can see how it just tucks so easily under that high leg. Brilliant. So what you're looking at here is 24/32 Clapton. It's around a 3mm internal diameter, and you can see how much room you've still got to play with. You're not going to worry about that touching the sides when the outer goes over. The outer being hollow, just slides straight over. Loads of room. We've got lots of clearance between our positive post and the wire that's coming through to the negative. No need to worry about shorts there. Anyway, time to tidy up some dust, juice up, and see how it hits. Back to the studio.
Let's talk about all the hardware, but beginning with the build deck.
Yeah, okay, so the build deck, it's got them lower negative posts. I did not like that when I unboxed it. It's too easy to make a dead short with that. Fucking boy racers.
Sorry.
However, having used it, there's enough space, it doesn't really cause a concern, and having the raised negative on the outside actually makes brilliant use of space for packing your cotton in. It doesn't get that negative post in the way. It's just brilliant.
Moving over now to airflow for you guys. So it comes with two sleeves, which you saw in the unboxing. One with the little air hole slots and one with the big air hole flow slots.
Yeah, and I much prefer the big airflow, but I mean that's true of pretty much everything. I like a nice airy vape, Are you having fun there?
It feels like it, yes.
Excellent.
Thank you for asking.
Something like fun. Yeah, so one of the interesting things about the airflow that they've done here is angle it so it sort of shoots the air down to the coil, which is like a really unique idea. So I've been wondering how you can get air down. I don't like bottom airflow. I don't like air that comes in. I always end up just leaking juice out of it. It's just like a juice straw. And this kind of is a happy medium where it's got the air holes nice and high so the juice doesn't just dribble out of it. However, it still tries to shoot it down. There is a bit of a drawback with that. Yeah, the problem is when you take an exhale, it shoots it right up in your face. Now on some mods, the screws are going to finish nice, so it's going to be at an angle where it just goes either side of you, and that actually looks pretty cool and doesn't get in your face. I wear glasses generally, and if it ends up on a mod where it wants to face up the front of my face, it just goes straight under my glasses and into my eyes and is not ideal. However, you just adjust and vape at a funny angle. It's fine. It's just a little bit unusual. But the trade-off for that is you get the air directed down to the coils and it works pretty efficiently. So the juice well, it's like double O-rings and it's fairly decent. It gets you by. It is not the best juice well I've ever had, and neither is it the worst. It just is a standard sort of juice well that meh.
Meh. Moving up to the top of the device, the drip tip that comes with it, 15mm plasticky Delrin affair.
Yeah, so I mean it's fine. It works pretty decent. What is a shame is it seems about only 1mm out the inside of this from being able to use a standard sort of 510 drip tip, which would have been a nice thing, you know, if you wanted to change it, because this is just a plastic tube. You know, it's Delrin, but Delrin is plastic, and this is a plastic tube. It's got a rounded off top, you know, it's comfy enough to use, but it's not really going to change the world. It is certainly not my favourite drip tip. I would personally prefer a little bit more length, but who wouldn't?
Okay, and from the top we head straight down to the bottom, because that's where the action is. The 510 connector. So it's got a brass screw, good protrusion on it, healthy threads.
Gold plated brass screw nonetheless, yeah, no expense spared. Oh, yeah, the good protrusion, and it sticks out like a decent amount, and it's a nice, you know, thick screw, which is going to help if you want, you know, you make mods and stuff. And it is nice to see that the screw is done properly. I love a proper screw. Okay, very quickly going to talk about the sturdiness of this. It's actually quite a tough little unit. Now, everything's sort of held together with O-rings and that, and the O-rings, you know, are quite stiff. You know, everything's really tough. Like the drip tip is a fight to get that drip tip off. The main cap comes off easy enough now. However, I have had times where it has been quite stiff and it's actually been shaving a little bit of the O-rings off, but yeah, it's not a problem. You get spare O-rings, and I find that common across all drippers, because yeah, when you're building, heating up those coils at the start, whole thing gets hot, just fucks the rubber. So you know, it comes with the territory. However, it's recovered itself. I haven't had to change the O-rings yet, and it still sits, you know, on and off, nice and easy. It still sits on there, nice and solid. You know, you're not worried about bits, it falling off, bits dropping off. It is a really sturdy little unit.
Seeing as this unit, the Recoil RDA, is actually produced by Vapors, I mean, Nick and Dwayne, you know, they've done, well, Nick's definitely done enough reviews, he knows what he's looking for, so for him to produce a unit like this, you want it to actually avoid all the pitfalls that we've seen in his videos.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this unit, I mean, Tony's sort of touching on it, that this unit is like a pick and mix of all the good ideas of vaping. There's bits of it that are dot mod, there's bits of it that are twisted messes, there's, you know, it's just like pick and mix all the good bits, whack them into one, and you know, you come up with this, and yeah, it works. Okay, before we talk about vapor production, which you've kind of already seen, and you know, flavour, heat, all that good stuff, we go do our little mini heat test like we do. So we've just topped it up with juice,
Peach taffy, no less.
Mad Hatter, and it will just give it a few hits, see what it's got, see, you know, if we can talk about it. So this is the build you saw in the build video earlier. It comes out just below 0.4 ohms. It's Clapton's. It's running at 70 watts, and yeah, we'll see what it's got. Right, that is hot. Where it's a metal cap, yeah, that has got really hot really quick. Where, you know, it's a lot of wire in there running at 70 watts, you know, so you know, it is chucking a lot of heat, and you really feel it on that. However, where you got the Delrin drip tip, whilst you're not sort of like deep throating this thing, you don't really feel that. If you've got really sensitive lips, it might not be one for you, because the top cap itself does get hot, just not quite as hot as the sides there.
Okay, so while Slack juices himself up some more with some delicious peach taffy, I suppose I'll talk about flavour?
Flavors.
So the peach taffy, I love it. I mean, I've vaped bottles of the stuff. He loves it as well. He's vaped bottles of the stuff. The thing is, though, when talking about flavour to do with drippers, it's important to note that it is down to your specific build and that whole process as to what sort of flavour you're going to be getting back from it. Because it's this guy, it fucking tastes how it should taste.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a more flavour build. You know, I've got it at high wattage, so you get a bit of cloud as well because I like a hot vape. However, you know, you can stick your fucking 22 gauge nichrome in there, have like a micro core, and blow some mega clouds with this thing. You know, it's got the wide bore airflow as well. But flavour wise, you know, even with this open airflow, the wider airflow, you still get really good flavour come through. Part of the reason for the good flavour is going to be that domed cap. You know, that always helps. Lastly, before we go into pros and cons, you know, we need to talk about cost, which is something we technically can't do, so we'll just sort of say it's in the middle of the road ballpark. It's not cheap. You know, there are certainly cheaper devices, but they're also more expensive, you know, so it sits somewhere in the middle. And for the performance you get from it, I think the cost is, you know, reasonable.
Okay, guys, it's yours and mine's. Yeah, that's a word now. Favourite time where we sum up by way of pros and cons. Obviously, starting with the cons, so we're ending on those beautiful pros.
Yeah, so first up on the cons list for me is going to be that those O-rings being so insanely tight, particularly around the dripper. So if you did want to change the dripper, hopefully it's not going to be something you're going to be doing a lot, but when you do want to do it, it just gets welded on there and it is a fight to get the fucker off.
Luckily, that's offset with extra O-rings. Next up on the cons list has got to be the heat on the top of that cap. While the drip tip performed admirably, for me, and I'm not a sensitive sort of vapour when it comes to that sort of lip burning, but it wasn't burning, it was just getting hot, you know.
Yeah, I mean, again, this comes down to being more familiar with the device and knowing not to deep throat the fucker, but it certainly does get hot. But if you use it on the drip tip correctly, then you won't feel a thing. And probably lastly, it's going to be the airflow. And while the airflow is good, and that's also going to be in the pros, when you exhale through the device, which I always do with drippers and most tanks, to be honest, you know, get them up to temperature. If you're not used to it, it's going to fire in your face. If you're not paying attention, it fires in your face, and nobody likes it going off in their face. Some people do.
Okay, really good segue coming up here. Moving into the pros, and first up, airflow.
Yeah, those sort of downward pointing, you know, inlets work really well. So it's a good way of doing it. Also, you know, having the two caps, though it seems a bit weird, it does mean that there's no airflow adjustment to take up room, precious space inside your build area, you know. So it works quite well.
Next up for the pros has got to be those raised negative posts, which, you know, makes building on it an absolute fucking dream.
Yeah, wicking's so easy, it doesn't get in the way, and yeah, I really like it. And lastly for the pros is going to be just the general construction of the device. You know, everything from the gold plated 510 and the quality threads, the build deck itself, the peak insulator, I mean all of it is just done to a really high quality, you know. Yeah, it just feels like a quality device, you know, when you're building on it, it's not loose, you don't get any sort of bad vibes about it, which you know, you really want with the dripper. Okay, that about does it for the Recoil RDA from Grimm and OhmboyOC. We really like it, it's a good device. There definitely feels to be an element of sort of pick and mix of, you know, your favourite parts from a whole bunch of drippers, and put together they work really, really well.
So our thanks go out to Nick and Dwayne for sending us over this. No, I'm fucking joking, we fucking bought it. Like they even fucking know who we are.
We've met them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, anyway, moving on.
Okay guys, that about wraps it for this review. We hope you like what you're seeing, and if you do, please drop a like and do the whole subscribe thing because it helps us out a lot. Also, follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram because we're a bit
chatty. Also, if you'd be so kind as to give us a share on the social media, that would be awesome. If you've got any questions about this device or anything else, hit us up in the comments section below. Find us on the social media. But for now, guys, thanks for watching Smog Vlog. Good. You ready?
ready. Yeah.
Yeah, you introing?
Seeing as that's probably one of my two jobs that I will have,
Yeah.
beginning and end.
Yeah.
For this review.
Yep.
Not muted?
Not muted.
Marvellous. Ready?
selected, recording,
Yeti,
testicles. Yeah, yeah. It's all good.
marvellous, excellent.
Probably.
It's almost like it's a professional outfit. Almost.
Almost.
Ready?
Yes.
Excellent. Hi, I'm Tony. This is my heterosexual life path. I couldn't even get it all out.
Doesn't usually happen.
Oh, because the camera's rolling. Right, gotcha. Got you. I like the whole disclaimer thing there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you hadn't put that in and then I start getting shit for whatever you're going to come up with.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
It's not on me.
No.
It's not on me.
It's not. It's not. Right.
You guys know and love me. This is the whole unboxing thing all over again.
Rocking it at a high.
What has you got now?
70. What? Great, it's not a competition.
This was sitting at 120.
Again, not a competition. Like, if you feel you need to compensate for something, that's fine.
I'm wondering what you
Later.
Well, it kind of sounded like now.
If you're good and we get through the review. Dangle that carrot. Yeah. Metaphorical motivation we're talking here. Just to clarify. Was there a dog hair somewhere? I've vaped enough dog hairs to know I don't want to do it again.
Would you say it's an acquired taste?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the good protrusion, and it sticks out like a decent amount, and it's a nice, you know, thick screw. What the fucking hell?
Ow!
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 The top cap itself does get hot, just not quite as hot as the sides there.
Yeah, my lip did.
Oh.
And I don't usually suffer from that, do I? But
Yeah.
on that, it was.
Yeah, I think there's some burnt lip skin on here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Flavour? Flavors.
Is that our thing?
Yeah. Hashtag TM.
Hashtag off.
I think the cost is, you know, reasonable. What's that all about?
I was trying to think. No, I can't do it. I was going to say anywhere from, but then I realised I haven't got a 6. Wait a minute.
But if you use it on the drip tip correctly, then you won't feel a thing.
Thank you, Doctor. While he puts his special glove on.
His one finger glove. Nobody likes it going off in their face. Some people do. Oh, good. I know where this is going to go.